On this episode of YaEat, we will be making Caprese Stuffed Chicken Breast.
Spend some time with your family and watch this recipe, and make sure you watch to the end.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 41 of YaEat. As usual, I'm really excited to have you here, and I really appreciate all of your support. Today we're going to be making a really tasty dish. It's going to be a chicken breast stuffed with caprese and prosciutto. So we're going to stuff it with fresh mozzarella, fresh tomato, basil, prosciutto. We're going to stuff it, we're going to pan fry that, and we're going to put a really nice tasty white wine sauce on top. So I'm ready to make some chicken caprese and prosciutto. Are you ready? Here we go.
Print all our recipes on YaEat.tv. Let's get started by trimming down the chicken breast. Although they said they were clean, there's always a little excess that you need to trim. And then place it in a plastic bag and pound it very thin and evenly. Now you don't want to rush this process, and you do not want to pound the chicken too hard. You want to keep it intact as much as possible. And the plastic bag serves two purposes: keeps your area clean and keeps the chicken intact. We're going to make a little opening in the bag, and we're going to stuff the chicken right in the bag, and we're going to stack them on top of each other as well. We have a little additional quick prep, so I just need to take these Caprese tomatoes. I'm going to core it, and I'm just going to cut them in half. We're going to make about 1/4 inch slices of fresh mozzarella cheese. Let's do a quick cleanup. Oh, that was quick. And we are now ready to stuff our chicken breast. So we have some prosciutto di Parma here that we're going to lay down first. I used about 2 to 3 slices of prosciutto. We want to save some for the sauce later. I added 2 nice slices of mozzarella cheese and 2 halves of the Caprese tomato and some basil and a little balsamic glaze. And we're going to fold this on each side. We're going to kind of make like an envelope. We're going to flip this over, and then we're going to make it like a sushi roll. And we're going to utilize the plastic bag to help us roll it and keep it nice and clean. Here's a better angle for you. So we're going to tuck it under and roll, and just pull out the bag a little bit. Tuck it under, roll. And that's it. You just want to double check and make sure that there are no openings. Okay, I stuffed 2 more chicken breasts, and now I'm getting ready to fry them. We're going to season with some sea salt. We'll add some extra virgin olive oil to the pan, and I'm going to beat 3 eggs. We're just going to add a little salt and pepper. Okay, now very gently we're going to take the chicken and we're going to roll it in the flour. And you want to make sure that the chicken is completely covered with flour. And then we're going to dip it in the egg. We'll submerge that and make sure that's completely submerged and coated into the egg wash. And then we're going to dip it back into the flour. So basically we're making like a dry batter by dipping in the flour and the egg and back in the flour again. I like to call it food glue. Let's gently place our stuffed chicken breast into the hot oil, and we will get that going while we batter up another chicken breast. So what we're going to do is we're going to fry the chicken. We're going to lightly brown it on 4 sides, and then we're going to place it in the oven for about 15 minutes. When I first place the chicken into the frying pan, I try to place it on where the seal is so that it will bond together as it fries. You should cook it about 1.5 minutes on each side. And again, we want it nice and light brown. I added a little canola oil because the flour was breaking down a little bit, and I didn't want it to burn. Okay, these are looking great, and we're going to put them in a baking pan, and we're going to put them in the oven. I did fry the other 2, and we're going to bake them for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. So while the chicken is baking, I'm going to prep up my asparagus. I'm also going to prep up some garlic and tomato and cut up some prosciutto for the sauce that we're going to place on top of the chicken. So for the asparagus, we're going to add some extra virgin olive oil to a pan. I already washed the asparagus. I just want to pat dry it now to make sure it doesn't splatter in the hot oil. And all I did was I cooked it in extra virgin olive oil and salt and pepper. That's it. Let's take a quick look at our stuffed chicken breast. The chicken is almost done. We'll just finish up on our asparagus. We're going to dice up some prosciutto. All you need is about 2 slices for the sauce. I'm going to add a little more extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to switch burners, and we're going to get started on our sauce for the chicken because it's almost ready to go. We're going to add some extra virgin olive oil, some fresh thyme, and some garlic. We're going to chop up some of the fresh Caprese tomato as well. Once the garlic starts to brown a little bit, we're going to add the prosciutto. And when the garlic is completely brown, we'll add the tomato. And we'll season with some salt and pepper. And I added about 1/3 of a cup of white wine. Let the wine reduce for about a minute and add 1 ounce of butter. I'm going to need 2 lemon wedges, 1 for the chicken sauce and 1 for the asparagus. After adding the lemon to the asparagus, let's just give it 1 more toss and then we can shut it down because it's ready to go. Now we're going to add about 2 cups of chicken stock to the sauce. We're going to make a little slurry with some flour and some chicken stock to thicken the sauce, and we need to cook that for 10 to 15 minutes to get the flour taste out. Just make sure you mix it well and then pour it through a colander or a strainer. I'm just cutting up a little basil and the chicken's about ready to come out of the oven. This is kind of really hard to tempt because the inside is mostly tomato and mozzarella cheese. We're going to put it back in the sauce for a couple of minutes while it reduces. If you need, or if your sauce got too thick, we'll add a little bit more chicken stock. Okay, this looks and smells awesome. We're done. We're just going to finish with some fresh basil. This is ready to go on the plate. We'll add our vegetable, and then we'll just ladle some sauce on top of the chicken. So I took my thermometer and I made a hole in the lemon and I put a sprig of basil in for a garnish. I put 1 more ladle of this delicious sauce on top, and then I finished it off with some balsamic glaze. Doesn't that look awesome? Caprese Stuffed Chicken Breast. You eat? You want to eat? Make this recipe. It's delicious.
Well, that wraps up this week's recipe of the Caprese and Prosciutto Stuffed Chicken Breast. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe. It's not as easy as other recipes, but it's really delicious. I already gave it a little taste test, but I'm going to eat some more right now. You saw, hopefully you'll be able to see that how the tomato just explodes when you cut it in half and all the juices just seep out. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all your support. We'll be back next Wednesday with a new episode. Stay tuned for a quick short and have a great week. See you next week.
I want to meet your daughter, with your permission and under the supervision of your family.
With all respect. Venite domenica mattina. Mi chiamo Vitelle.
Grazie. E come si chiama vostra figlia?
Apollonia.
Troppi bicchieri frecciati,
Here's an offer you shouldn't refuse. Subscribe to this channel.